But let's keep it pushing. Round number 2. We're talking big 1993. Let's go the golden era remixes for the early half, 1990-95. We got 2 big heavy contenders brought to us by a guy Infamous and your man Cool Breeze. We're looking at Ike's choice and pick of Craig Mack's Flavor in Your Ear remix featuring the Notorious B.I.G., Rampage, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, and ad-libs by Diddy. We can't forget that. Up against another monster.
Allah, baby.
Tribe Called Quest, the Scenario remix, the Hood remix, if you will, featuring Tribe Called Quest, featuring Lees of the New School, Rest in Peace, the Hood, and that's it for that remix, correct? Is there somebody else? No, just the same guys plus Hood, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right. That's a hard.
Milo was in it.
Who was
Milo?
in it?
Milo, yes.
Milo, yeah.
Right. So I mean, still LONS, but yes, specifically Milo, absolutely. You got a verse off on that. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. Let's start things out with Craig Mack's Flavor in Your Ear, Bad Boy in the Building. Let's go ahead and do it.
Come out. You know we gotta do a remix, right?
Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ashtrays. Fuck a fair one, I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way, nigga ransom notes. Far from handsome, but damn a nigga tote. More guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. A visible bully, like the gooch disappear, vamoose, you whack to me. Take them rhymes back to the factory. I see the gimmicks, the whack lyrics, the shit is depressing, pathetic. Please forget it. You're mad cause my style you're admiring. Don't be mad, UPS is hiring. You should have been the cop, fuck hip-hop. With that freestyle, you're bound to get shot. Not from Houston, but I rap a lot. Pack the gat a lot, the flame's about to drop. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm just kicking new flavor in your ear. Like a brand new flavor in your ear. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear.
Word up. No rapper black, you for me.
Want to grab my Too Lazy. Hold it for me.
Hold it for me.
Listen.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack.
You know how to finish the rhymes because they're that legendary. We heard the hell out of that remix. Not just that summer, but every summer since. It's a
It's legitimately.
every summer since. It's a classic that will never go away. Woo. So it's only right that we have to put it up against another
big tune.
Sharp, big tune.
Yeah.
Makes you want to do the Diddy dance.
Yo, salute to you, Cool Breeze. This is definitely, it was in the bag, it was in the stash. Salute to you.
I gotta put my hoodie on and pull it tight for this one. Go.
If you don't know what they're talking about none other than the Tribe Called Quest Scenario remix.
Yeah. Here in 1992, we present the fabulous What's the Scenario remix. Whereas there are 7 MCs, 6 which are in physical form, 1 which is in spiritual essence, and he goes by the name of
Check the round, hope that answer get God effing. Shit, I like buckshots, hood, man, I rip up stages, lay down your waist, sound wild like Larry Davis. Extra, pick up a clip, I tear ass out the frame, and grab my dick. All around, like a robot kid, I drop bombs, I'm rugged and deadly, so I shit on a penny. I'm baseball bat, I'm bastard, I'm bad news, I'm crazy and clever, cut those of crews. I'm deaf on the phono, my skills are polo. You say, oh no, you bitch ass. I bag up weight, electrifying, I'm prime time, I slaughter slime. I'm the greatest of all time. Sick ass cover, nasty ass nigga. Pump slugs in your face and jump that ass in the river. 2 tears in a bucket, fucking kick the can. Say what? I'm a bad man. Quick is how I flip from the tip of the lip. Punching out hits like Gladys Knight in the pips. The 5-foot assassin has just raided your area. Your booty rhymes are whacking, that's the reason.
I ain't hearing you.
Ooh. Man.
What's up with this gerrymandering? Yeah, what's up with this gerrymandering?
I forgot. I thought the hook was. I thought someone else. I forgot that Fife. Rest in peace, to Fife Dog. We rest in peace,
Fife. Yo, rest in peace, Fife. Yeah,
rest in peace, Hood. Like I said, it's okay. A little bit of Craig Mack slip, a little bit of Fife slip. Pause.
I love that. I love that record.
That's a dope record, man.
The dope record. Both the dope records.
They're both fire. Again, we're talking about 2 picks brought to us by none other than Ike Infamous and Cool Breeze. Who wants to go first and defend their record? Who do you?
Go ahead, Mr. Ike.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated, my man, Cool Breeze. I stand and speaks for Brentwood L.I., Craig Mack all day. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost. Nah, but you said 90 to 95 remixes. Like, of course, you know, DJ Hobo's always repping 2 Up, 2 Down. You know what I'm saying? So, so I was like, yo, hold on a second. How could I not come with a record that does not sound like the original, right? Does not sound like the original. Then has so many classic MCs on it that there's all quotables throughout that record. Busta's verse on there is one of his dopest verses. You know what I'm saying? Going up.
Return to LL.
You know what I mean? The Return to LL. The video, how classic the video is. I'm not a big Puffy fan, but you know, the Warriors, that was pretty cool. That was pretty classic. Besides
Ad-libs by Diddy. Ad-libs by Diddy, as you know.
And just as I think just as we spoke, Easy Mo B did the production for that, but that remix was so dope that it was unfortunately bigger than the original record. You know what I'm saying? So
you don't have to say unfortunately, because I believe sometimes the creation, at least beginning of the remix, was to extend the life of the record.
Yes, it's supposed to do that.
Mission
You know,
accomplished.
the Flavor in the Air is just such a classic to me. You know what I mean? That I love that record. That all you hear is the remix. It's like, yo, you know, there is an original, but you know what I'm saying? But you know,
listen, we got one vote in, obviously, by the person who brought that record to the actual battle itself. Ike Infamous putting his vote down for Flavor in the Air. Let's go ahead and talk about it, Cool Breeze. What made you want to pick Scenario, the remix?
Well, this brings me back to it was a time when it was hanging out in the city. I think it's me, Scan, and some other people. I think it might have been Trip. We went in the city and we went to a bar, and the DJ was actually playing the Scenario, and they had the video.
How old were y'all that y'all were at a bar back in 91, 92?
Word.
But no, but this was after when this came out.
Like, bruh.
But no.
What the hell?
But I remember when we went to a bar, they were playing the Scenario, and they had the video playing in the background. The whole bar was singing the whole song word for word from every artist on there. And that's one of the things that I remember standing out. And I was like, but that was like years after that song came out, and people were still singing it, and they remembered that song. You can play this song right now, and it's an iconic song, especially when Busta Rhymes' verse gets on there. He has one of the hottest verses on that track we didn't get to hear today. But that song is such an iconic song, as well as the song Flavor in Your Air remix. I'm like, it's 2 top-notch songs. So when we had to go up against each other, it was just like, yo, that's gonna be a definitely hard pick to pick those 2 songs, because 2 great iconic songs, and Busta Rhymes is in both of them songs. So it's like,
yo, Jem didn't even catch that, and it's 100% true. Shout out to Busta Rhymes for being on both songs. Shout out to, I believe, I think it was Dreddy. No, who was it? It was DJ Phil Skills. Ironically, this round is the posse cut round. Didn't even realize that.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty interesting. So shout out to him to point that out. Oh, I think Breeze was pointing out. Was it Breeze who just pointed out that Busta was in both songs?
Yeah. Long Island
once,
represented heavy.
And once again, it happened the second time around, the singles battle. For those who follow, they already know that I get gassed every single time we talk about hip hop groups. Tonight is no exception again, except for this particular posse cut that's involved. But again, there's multiple people on the song, but it would be considered a Craig Mack, record. But there's multiple individuals on this particular remix. But you got Similac Child, Black Sheep is a group. Scenario, Tribe Called Quest is a group. Mike Checker, Daz Effects is a group. Jump Around by House of Pain is a group. Soundboy Burial Smith Wesson is a group. Like, I love that we talk about hip hop groups around here, because like I said, I just don't feel like it gets any kind of love today in today's climate. So the fact that we still celebrate the hip hop group here at EBR is amazing. Listen, 1 vote in on each side. We see what it is. It's up to the rest of you guys now. Who wants to step up first? Because as you just seen before in the last round, sometimes your vote may not count. Who do you got? Ike, I'm shocked to see you just be so silent considering your last vote didn't count.
Well, of course, my vote goes for.
Are you waiting for a text to come in? Or are you waiting for a Venmo sound to go off?
Actually, we do everything original and organic over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting to see all the false ones out here.
You guys still use PayPal. You guys use PayPal. I got it.
Grassroots
PayPal. Friends and family. Friends and family. You know? Friends and family.
I'll go.
Jules. I'll jump in. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, no, go ahead, Mal. Go ahead.
Oh, step up. One of y'all fight for this position right now. Fight.
So, all right. I got it, Scan. My biggest thing, like I mentioned earlier, is I'm a real big fan of, in my opinion, true remixes are when you actually change up the beat, right? And make a big difference in the song. It's like a whole different type of thing with the song, right? So, you know, these posse cuts, this is no diss against Flavor in Your Ear, right? But, you know, that's the current remixes that we see even nowadays are the same type of thing as that, where they add more people on. It's like it becomes a posse cut and it's really, really dope. Nothing against that. It truly is. That's a remix. But to me, I'm getting into the essence of remixing where it's like a whole different type of thing. As you heard when I was talking about Black Sheep. So to me, what they did with Scenario, going from the way that posse cut was initially to this, like the whole dark feel of this, and the way Hood just like murdered it from like the beginning. I mean, it's like, damn, they could have played dude last and it would have been like amazing. But they put him up first. They just put up like you know what I mean? It was just ridiculous what they did with that. So to me, the way that thing hit you, like I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, damn. And you know, granted, I had already heard the beat, you know, Cheesy Rap Blues on Cool J's album, you know, I heard that sample before. But the way they did it with this joint,
dropping nuggets, guy.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, but the way they did it right there, it just had like a whole different feel. And, you know, putting Hood on there, you know, even letting Milo get in there and spit some bars or whatever. It was just like a whole different thing. And I totally respect that. And I think, like, for me, you know what I mean? Like, me personally, I am going to go with that. It's a true remix in my mind. So I'm going with, you know, the Scenario remix.
Fair enough. We got one vote in for Scenario remix, one vote in for FLAVA. Excuse me, 2 votes for Scenario because of, you know, the obvious home court advantage of Breeze picking his own record. Anybody else want to pick Scenario or FLAVA at this point?
I'll go since I was gonna go. I'm gonna go Flavor in Your Ear remix with this one. My reason for it is that everybody made great points already with their record, and I think Scenario remix, it's a phenomenal remix. I think for me, the Flavor in Your Ear is just a little bit of a bigger remix in my opinion. Again, DJ sensibilities, it's gonna get it like we discussed earlier. It kind of overshadows the original a little bit, right? Where for me personally, just my personal pick, I think the Scenario original is the better record, in my opinion, over the remix. In my opinion, because I think with the original Scenario, if you're DJing or you're playing certain parts, you're reciting those parts word for word. Like when Busta's rhyme, you could play that Busta verse in any commercial setting. People are gonna know that verse versus the commercial verse of the remix to Busta or the other artists, in my opinion. So
that's fair. You're right about that.
So for that, I think it's a phenomenal remix and it is legendary. But I think for the sensibility wise of it, I'm gonna go Flavor in Your Ear with this one.
Even it's Scanless. For those that don't know, Scan is totally submerged in work mode at the moment. You could leave work mode at work, bro. You could shit on one record and keep moving on to I can't see it, but I can hear your leg crossed. Like I just hear your leg crossed while you're talking right now. Like
I think
you supposed to see what your legs.
No, it'll be like this. I'd have to have my ear like this.
Yeah, the whole time I'm looking at you like.
I think he presented his case very, 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 very
well. Yes, District Attorney Scan. We will take it.
Very eloquent and pedantic. Yes.
Completely. Like, what are you running for me over here?
You said
So you want Flavor in Your Ear, long story short. Does anybody have any Sriracha hobo sauce? That's what I want to know. Matter of fact, let's go straight to hobo. Who do you got, brother? We're talking Flavor in Your Ear remix versus Scenario remix. I think I know which way you're going to go. Show me who you got. Is your mic working? I don't.
Yes. I'm
Microphone check.
No,
I was like, maybe is he saying something?
I gotta say, Scan, you made a really good argument. Really good. And I think because I was really prepared to choose the Scenario remix just because that Hood verse and just the way it just comes in just off rip is so impactful to me. But I'm going to go back to something we said earlier when we were playing these songs, that the Flavor in Your Ear remix You heard it that summer, and you have heard it every summer since. And you will continue to hear that song probably until, God forbid, we die.
Right. That's a fact, though.
And
It's in the hip hop books.
And for that reason, I'm choosing the Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Oh, man, look at this. We're currently looking at 3 votes in, including the home team score for Flavor in Your Ear, 2 votes for Scenario Remix. Anybody else want to step up?
I got Scenario.
Triple C with a Scenario.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm always gonna choose Hood.
I was going to choose Hood. He means
Yo,
the
it don't
rapper,
matter.
not his hometown. Relax. He's talking about the rapper.
It don't matter as long as there's
He's
tape
talking
around
the
the
rapper. Let's cut.
As long
Thinking
as
the
there's
producer
tape
Triple C a
around
little
the
slack.
handle, he's
Are
good.
you sure?
I love Hood versions.
Listen, we
Ah.
got everybody's voting. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we have 6 votes at the moment. Everybody put in their vote correctly. I'm not that high.
Yes.
I believe we're good because I get off camera. I'll be going to do my thing. Oh, this was interesting. Interessante. When we talk about Flavor in Your Ear remix
Dante.
versus Scenario, the remix, we've come to an official tie on this record. I didn't even say
As
it
it's
front.
supposed to be.
I don't think we planned for this scenario. And I'm not
We
playing.
We did it.
I'm not playing on the pun.
All right, so how about we do this? Play the Buster verse from each song, and which one's the best verse?
Oh, what an audio.
Wow.
I like that idea, but for future battles, that might get touchy because of era.
Right.
Why don't we let the poll decide?
Okay,
Everybody,
all right.
did everybody in the chat room vote? I want to make sure because I know some people didn't get a chance to vote last time. They was kind of they were crying foul play. I want to make sure everybody voted. I didn't see the poll,
I didn't
and I didn't see the results. So we're about to go ahead for the first time on the singles battle.
Scan.
That's hip hop 1990 to 1995 hip hop remixes. In the room at the moment, we came to a tie when we put Flavor in Your Ear remix versus Scenario the remix, and we're gonna go ahead and let the chat room with the poll that Nerd Chris, shout out to Nerd Chris for putting that poll up there. Pause in the group chat. We're gonna go ahead and find out the results. What are the results, Hobo? What do they say?
I'm looking. Scenario remix. Oh, Nerd Chris said Scenario remix won 6-2.
Wow. Wow.
So there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrapping up round number 2.
They don't care about popularity, man. They're going with it.
But you know what
No,
though?
it's hard.
Dreddy brought up a good question. He said, if you're packing a crate, for those who still pack crates, if you're packing a crate, which one you taking?
Sound like DJ Scan's DJ bag again.
What you will see mad at me for? Why you mad at me, man?
Right.
Why you
I'm gonna tell you why he mad at you because he ends up carrying the bag. Triple C ends up carrying the bag. He's like,
Triple C just want to wave the gun around. He just out here in the front yard wanting to wave the gun around all the time. Yo, get Triple C in the house, man.
We're doing good on time, but we got to keep it pressed right now. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up round number 2. We put a Flavor in Your Ear remix versus a Scenario remix. It took the chat room to break the tie that occurred in the room here tonight. First time in history for the singles battle. And again, we're resolving it. Thanks to the chat room for helping us resolve that. And it looks like because of the chat room's vote, Scenario officially the winner of round number 2. Putting that up into the next round, making Cool Breeze's choice for Scenario the remix officially moving on. We're going to go ahead and move on to round number 3.
Where do I put in the audits, man?
You have to call the My Pillow guy, and he will sort you out.
There we go.
Yeah, you're right. I'll holler at him in a minute. Okay, well, let's continue on. My bad, Jules. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good because I wanted to know too. I got mad grievances to report. I want to make it clear. Shout out to Puppet Master in the building. Listen, I want to make it clear that we're moving on to the last of these 3 battles. 6 records in total. We decided to take the best hip hop remixes between the years of 1990 to 1995, according to everybody in the room right here. If there's any more honorable mentions, go ahead and throw them in the chat room. Hobo will let us know which ones they are.